we're covering a lot of subjects this month. This is the first of a monthly panel that we want to do. Next month, we're taking suggestions, but I've already gotten some suggestions that vendors want to hear about how to get on Amazon, how to do hybrid sales. They want to learn about how they can use AI in their business and how to sell their business. So if any of y'all know specialists that would like to be an expert in in my next month, the last part of August, please let me know, because we want this to be an opportunity to learn from experts in the industry, various subjects that is going to help vendors, suppliers grow either. And The person that's working with me, he is the co-host today, Chuck Anderson. I'll introduce you to at some point. He specializes in setting up affiliate programs for retailers. So this is something that all of y'all that have retail websites will be interested in. Now, Clayton, are you there? You're
Yes, I'm here, Tony. I'm sorry. I've got a conflict that came up, so I'm just kind of trying to
oh,
listen in. So excuse me.
it is such a joy and such a privilege to talk to you. It's been years and years and years.
Yes, it has. Nice to see you, Gary. And
Yes.
so
Yeah. So
I'm just
we
I'm
hope
just
that
going to
this is going to be something that you can walk away with great knowledge and connections, because we want to connect people with experts in our industry that can take each of us to the next level in visibility and in getting good quality leads. And so listen, let's give it a couple more minutes. I think we have a good number, but let's just give it a couple of minutes. And then Tim, uh, if you were willing to be the first one. Now,
Sure.
Tim is, I met Tim back in January of 2020 at a conference in San Antonio. San Antonio, Texas? And amazing presenter. He really has so much knowledge of of just working with vendors from idea all the way through getting them into big box stores like Costco or yeah, Walmart or different things. But just a brilliant person that I have just learned so much from. So yeah, in just about a minute, and you should be able to share screen, Tim, if you need to or want to. Um, And yep. So Clayton had to leave. He had an emergency come up, but he hopefully will watch the recording and still have contact with all of you. And so there's several of y'all. Welcome. Now, I don't know who GSMA is. Hello there. What is your name? Oh, I can't hear you. Um, but anyway, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I didn't catch your name. Then I see, yeah, Jill. And yes, so Tim, why don't you take it from here so we don't hold up people? I know everybody has a lot of work to do. And also, let me know if there's a better time for you all. We have various time zones here. So we are totally okay with moving it later in the day if that's easier for some of y'all for next month and following months. Anyway, so let's turn it over to Tim.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me go first. I appreciate that as well. These are brand new headsets, so can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. Well, my name's Tim. I own the company TLB Consulting, and have since 2009. We specialize in a lot of different things. Mainly, we're a consulting agency that just wraps ourselves around helping you get into it and succeed at retail. When we originally launched back in 2009, we were very Costco focused. But a lot of the people that came to us were not ready to go to Costco, so we expanded out. And mainly today, we help people less just get into retail and more uh, on how to stay in and actually be successful there. There's a lot of ways that you can find me. I put them in the chat. I'm about to hit send, so you'll see my links in there. But I have a Substack, I have a website, I have a podcast, and so when I hit, in fact, I'll just hit there. There, those are all my links that you can actually find me at. So whether you're wanting to see what we're writing about, talking about, or you want to connect with me on the website, we have a lot of things to help you right now. We probably the biggest one is our Retail Accelerator group, which is an entrepreneurial group for people that are looking to get into retail and succeed there. Super fun group where we cover subjects like I'm going to talk about today, which I don't have a ton of time, but I will hit on subject that you guys had said that you were interested in. Um, I do coaching. I do VIP coaching. We do fractional VP of sales. Um, and then we do assessments. So for people that are looking to actually get into retail or move from Amazon to retail, we can assess your overall viability to do that and kind of where the pain points are for that. So that you, because I know, Tony, when you sent out the things, some people are wondering, you like, where do I start? Like, what do I do first? What do I do second? A lot of times when I get a new coaching client, they'll they have all like 100 things that they want to talk about. The assessment kind of helps narrow those down into what you should do first, second, third, what's going to have the biggest impact to help you get your products into the retailers that you want to get, whether that's specialty or big box. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm happy to help. But today, I wanted to talk about a specific subject, which is, and we just covered this actually in the Retail Accelerator, which is once you have interest from a retailer, how do you turn that interest into actually an order? Um, and it would take us probably 2 hours to go through that whole subject. But one of the things I want you to keep in mind, which I think is key, and we can talk about today, is the interest part of it. I think a lot of times why we're not converting retailers from interest into orders is because we don't actually know if they really do have interest. We think that they do. We maybe go to an ECRM and meet with a buyer and they say things like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I love your product. This would go great in my store. I can't wait to work with you. I'm going to send you, we'll probably place an order next week." And that all sounds really great, but that person is not interested in your product at all. And you're probably never gonna hear from them again. And it's so counterintuitive to what they're telling you. Um, but one thing that you can remember is that interest asks questions, non-interest gives you statements. And so if what you're getting is statements, I love it. It's awesome. It's amazing. It makes so much sense to me. That's somebody really saying, I have zero interest. Somebody that's saying, how much is it? Where's it manufactured? Where else do you guys sell it? What's your lead time? Those are all buying questions. Those are all questions that you're going to get from somebody who actually has some interest and that you can turn that interest at some point um, into an order. So the very first thing you got to do is decide, is this real interest? Because a lot of times it's not. Secondly, you got to understand that it's not just the buyer that you need to convince. Every buyer or assistant buyer has a boss,
Mhm.
and they generally can't bring you in. And I'm talking in terms, in big box terms, like Walmart or Target or Costco. No matter what the buyer's telling you, no matter how interested they are, even if it's real interest, you have to sell their boss too, or at least you have to give that person the information that they need to sell their boss. One of the things that I started doing about a year and a half ago is at the back of my buyer deck, I created a summary. And so it takes the entire buyer deck and summarizes it into a one pager for them to use. And then so when I leave, I'll give them the deck and I'll say, "Hey, by the way, back here on the back is the summary. This is for you to use when I know that you're going to have to pitch this to VP merchandising or whoever it is, so that the more you can control how they repitch your product down the road, the more success you're going to have. Um, I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you're getting really close, things are going well, you really feel like you're in, and then all of a sudden the buyer tells you, "Yeah, we're going to pass." You're like, "Wait, what do you mean? What just happened? Like, how did that even happen?" And what happened is they took your product to their boss, and their boss said no. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to admit to that, but that's what happened. And so they just simply say, from all this interest to, I'm going to pass. So that's a cool tidbit that you can do. Summarize your deck into a one pager for them to pitch the way you want them to, pitch it. So, do you really have interest? And are you set up for your buyer to sell their boss? And then lastly, stop selling once the interest is gained. So there's two parts to getting into a retailer. One is that sales, where you're trying to get the interest from the buyer. And then the second part is the collaboration part. That's where you're actually trying to get the deal done. Just because the buyer wants your product doesn't mean that the deal is going to happen, be, because maybe you can't give it to them at the price they want. Maybe they need things that you can't give to them. But theoretically or metaphorically, once you have their interest, think about yourself, instead of being across the table, sliding around on the other side. Now you're sitting side by side and you're collaborating. How are we going to actually make this deal happen? How are we actually going to get this deal done? It's important that you stop selling once that interest happens, because you can lose them if you keep trying to push through and keep selling. I see it all the time. So, like I said, I wish I had a couple hours to go through everything that you can do to turn interest into a sale, but we only have an hour. But so keep those in mind. Make sure you have real interest. Make sure that your buyer can sell their boss, and then make sure you start collaborating once the interest is gained.
And Tim, what is the free gift that you're offering anybody that
Oh,
wants
so
to?
I have a free 30-minute assessment.
Oh,
It's not our full assessment, but it's a free 30-minute coaching session with me. Whether you want to talk about your pricing strategy, whether you want to talk about your collateral, whether you get to pick the subject, and I will give you 30 minutes of uninterrupted time to go through that and help you form a game plan. If there's one specific thing that you've been struggling with, we can tackle that subject.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Tim. And we will be in contact with you. Thank you so much. Next is Mort Barron. Let me see. Let me see if we can get him. Unmute yourself. Can you unmute? You had it unmuted earlier.
Okay, here we go. Hi, Frank. How are you?
Hey, Mort.
It only means one thing. I shouldn't be talking at this moment. Anyhow, first of all, I want to thank Tony for inviting me, and I hope it's going to be the first of many, many more to come industry strategy, sales growth panel sessions. So thank you. Uh, I'm Mort Barron, but uh, you've also probably in the intro had the opportunity to see that I've been kicking around in this industry for over 50 years. So I've enjoyed many different names. The one you know now is Mort, but there have been others when I was a young man. Morton, then Morty, uh, and even at the Atlanta gift show, I go by Mo. So, and if anyone wants to invite me to basically a drink, my name is Mortini. In any event, uh, you have a choice of names of calling me. Uh, my motto over the years, whether I was an executive with recycled paper greetings, um, or doing a little bit of business consulting here and helping retailers, has always been be professionally persistent.
Mm.
So Uh, there have been many mentors that I have met with over the years, and some of them have been terrific, others have been so-so. So the great news now is I can talk to you about mentoring, but first, I'd like to mention that I got harassed yesterday by a Hallmark retailer who found out about this panel discussion. So he wanted to join in, but we won't let him. This is only for us on the manufacturing side. But he did, in his harassment, tell me that he had a mentor, and that particular mentor went back in time to when this gentleman's mentor, Hallmark retailer, uh, was just 20 years old when I first worked with him. So there's been a lot of span of change in the industry, and I still hanging around one way or the other, having fun, um, and having fun with special people as well, and always smiling a bit and welcoming sometimes, but not always. When the customer says no, then the fun begins. And then you become a real sales individual to grow your business. Um, I basically retired about 24 years ago, and I mentioned recycled paper greetings. They were the third largest greeting card company in the U.S. at that time, behind Hallmark first, and American Greetings, and then us. And we introduced to the industry the terminology for alternative greeting cards, and there are a number that are still around: Papyrus, Blue Mountain Arts, Avante Press. Uh, and my final job with them was basically uh, to help them sell their company in the presence of being their business development of executive VP. And when I started with them, they were doing $5 million, and basically now over 105 when we sold it. So I stayed in the industry for another year, uh, and then left, and then was drawn back by an independent retailer who was a friend of mine. Uh, However, for the last 15 years, I've still been drawn into the industry one day at a time, meeting wonderful people in the industry that I think I could help and have helped in their ventures. Um, my expertise is really in sales, but over the years, I've tried to assist companies to take the right steps to get their first order, but more importantly, to get their second and third orders, and to grow their company's product real estate with their customer, especially if that customer grows and grows and grows. There's nothing better than selling many stores rather than just one or two. And sometimes, as many of you realize, it's not as difficult. Um, so when I started doing a little bit of consulting, and you might want to think of me as not Dr. Mort, but maybe a concierge type of consultant, where there are many questions that I think a company must first answer to achieve their sales and ultimate goals. About 25% of you uh, mentioned that you were interested in the chain industry. Uh, the only national chain company that I worked with was Target. So I think that belongs with Tim. But certainly I would be happy to talk to you about regional chains. But first, uh, I'd like to know, is chain business really vital to your company's success and growth? Uh, And are you really prepared to
Mm.
go after that business? So, I have a few questions for you to think about. Basically, have you actually set your chain goals? Are you prepared currently to ship efficiently and effectively to the chain channel? Do you have a successful sales strategy? Well, hopefully that's where I or Tim come in and we can help you out a bit. Um, do you have a chain sales department or is it just a wishful thought? And are you prepared to spend money in an infrastructure plan to create that department?
Mm.
Um, From the sales side, you may also have to consider no risk tests. Ever heard of those? I mean, sometimes you can't get your entire line into a major company just right off the bat. You may have niche products, one item in your line that would be really successful in another retail channel other than the gift industry channels that you are involved in now. So it could be the garden centers, hardware stores, museums, whatever it may be, the tourist industry. You have to think about creating a reason for you to get your foot in the door with these chains. Okay. So again, I mentioned a no risk test because that makes sense for a lot of retailers.
Mm.
However, uh, even with that, there's some difficulties with even giving them that opportunity. Um, let's talk about your supply chain.
Mort, is your free gift? What is your free gift that you can
My,
offer this?
I'll
Because I know that.
I'll be happy to talk to Tim. I mean, I'll be happy to have anyone who wants to contact me.
Okay,
Uh,
can you put in the
30
chat?
minutes.
Yeah, can you put in the chat how they can contact you and what your free gift? Because everyone is giving a free gift. All the panelists are giving a free gift to you attendees, and so make sure you copy your chat. Which yeah, I see that he put it in there. Excellent, because boy, 30 minutes, a 30-minute consult with Mort can really open up some doors, right, Mort?
Well, I hope I can start you if you're a first time manufacturer trying to get into the industry, or whether you've been around uh, doing $5 or $10 million and what your next step may be to grow your business or not, or an exit strategy. So let's put it this way. I've seen mostly a lot of the objections and the reasons why you shouldn't go into the industry. Thanks, Tony. I
All
appreciate
right.
it. 30 minutes of free
Yep.
time to ramble with me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay. Okay, Frank, you're next. So for your 9 to 10 minutes,
I'll be quick and to the point.
you
I
don't have
mean,
to be too quick.
well, no, I'm here to answer questions also. My name's Frank Ritchie. I've been in the business maybe 23, 24 years. I started off as a manufacturer, sold my business. I started doing direct import for people like Disney, Ducks Unlimited. I had certain clients I did direct import for. I consult also. You can't leave this industry. I left for 3 months and I got pulled right back in. But I'm considered a fractional sales manager, which means I'm a professional sales manager. I help companies, whether they're a 90-year-old company or a new company, hire the right salespeople, whether it be an independent rep or an agency. And there's no right answer when it comes to hiring some of these rep groups. One person might tell you this rep group is great. Another might say they're not as good as I thought they would be. It really depends on the line package. And as a sales manager, I do my due diligence. I see that Richard's here on the call. DM Merchandising is one of the best vendors out there. They can call on every account. I like to be in a showroom where DM Merchandising is because they can call on every account. And I assume he hired some good reps. But I look when you're hiring reps, one, you have to be prepared. You can't just assume they're going to represent you. You need to have a catalog, barcoded, pre-packed assortments. I try to do things to make it easy for the reps. I help vendors create all that, their catalog, their pre-packed assortments, to present it to the right rep group. And again, you got to look at the line package. If you're selling jewelry, you want to hire a rep group that has another jewelry line, a handbag line, a lotion line. A rep needs to sell 4 or 5 lines to a store. So your line has to coincide, be complementary to these other vendors. These are a lot of things people lack to realize. When I first got into business, I wanted to be in every Hallmark store. So I hired rep groups that carried a stained glass line called Joan Baker and Amia because they were in every Hallmark store. So those are things. But again, I'm a fractional sales manager. People hire me for advice. I also do key account business. I have a very large customer base. So reps also can't BS me per se. I know their customers. I help them with their customers. But I kill people with kindness. There's no right answer with hiring people. There's no right answer how you treat a rep. But my logic is kill them with kindness, give them every tool. Then if they don't sell, maybe it's the product. I don't know. That's in the gist what I do. I mean, I do a lot of things. I also own a website because Tony's going to ask, what are you giving for free? I have a website called Rep Friendly, which I try to help reps find vendors and vice versa. Vendors find reps. In this climate right now, the larger agencies are buying up smaller agencies. You could be one of the biggest rep groups. You could be one of the biggest vendors in the country. You can get dropped tomorrow because this agency took a competitor. And you could be a small company or a large company. You might struggle to find reps, and a lot of people are. So I'm in very nicely with a lot of these agencies as well as the independent reps. So my website, there's a company out there called Roman. They're a huge company. They do gift and the religious markets. They just put a post on my website. The guy called me this morning saying he's getting calls. He's only been on for 4 days. He wants to expand what he's doing on my website, but they're a big company. I connected him to the right reps, but it's his due diligence. He's got to interview them. I just connect reps with vendors and vendors with reps on the Rep Friendly site. So I offer that for free for anyone who's on these calls. You're more than welcome to advertise with me. And I'm not sure what else I do, but
Well, one of the reasons why Frank and I reconnected after many, many years is that both he and I have a great passion to help reps, especially right now. Let me click here. Okay, especially right now with there's a lot of competition in our industry, and reps are often left out of the picture. And I used to be a rep for many years ago. And so he and I, Frank and I, have a passion to really help reps be more visible on manufacturers' websites and be more visible. And this, I just fell in love with this repfriendly.com website that even small vendors, like some that are in this chat today, getting a couple independent reps could really expand your line. Um, and all over the country, and there are independent reps just about in every state. Um, but then there are the agencies, and so connecting with Frank, I think especially for the small and mid-size vendors, or even the large vendors, would really give you an opportunity to be more visible in the industry. So Frank is giving what, first free month? Yes.
Sure.
Uh, usually it's what, 150 a month to be
Just
on
once,
there.
150. Yeah, first 2 months,
Yeah.
$150.
So you get visible, and that's really, really important, is becoming visible. So thank you so much, Frank.
Sure. Not
Um,
only, just so you know, not only do I post it on the site, if someone says to me, well, I'm really looking for a rep in Michigan, I reach out to the reps I know in Michigan and the agencies and say, hey, there's a vendor looking. They could be at an agency or an independent rep, but I'll just say there's a vendor on my site that's looking for someone in your territory. That's what the guy, John from Roman, he could not believe the markets he wanted. Within 2 days, he got calls from these people because I said, I just don't post it. I go the extra mile if I can. Not every market is easy to find reps, but for him, it was a little bit easier.
that's a very valuable, valuable service you're giving this industry, and I'm really glad to um, see you, because there's a lot of startup companies that they need visibility and they don't know where to go first, and an independent rep in various states might be a way to go. I was both in an agency and an independent rep, so I know each one has its own challenges. Okay, so I guess it's my turn. Um, I'm Toni Ivey. I am the founder of OmegaNet and Cameo Easy. Okay, let me click. Let me click here. Anyway, so I don't hold a minute, y'all. Well, we're gonna just do that. So everybody can be kind of seen. Um, there's a lot of competition in the industry since I started. I started in this industry 35 years ago as a buyer, and then started working with rep groups in the 18th floor of the Atlanta market, and then started doing trade shows, doing 20 trade shows a year when it um, took 6 hours to reload my van in Biloxi, Mississippi, after they had turned off the air conditioner, and it was in August. I came back to Atlanta, and this was 97 or 96. And I said, there's got to be an easier way for manufacturers to show their products to stores, and an easier way for stores to see product lines, new product lines. Came back to Atlanta and bought giftswholesale.com. We now own toyswholesale.com, decorwholesale.com, and usmadewholesale.com, several others. People would come to us and say, we want to advertise on giftswholesale.com, but we don't even have a website. So we started building websites for the industry. And it was so funny because I would walk the Atlanta floors and I would say, we're going to build websites where stores can register and find the rep in their area and the trade shows in their area, and they can actually shop and buy wholesale on your website. And they would say, oh, silly Toni, stores are never, ever going to buy products on the web. And wow, 29 years later, and we have grown and expanded in a tremendous way and been so blessed. So CameoEasy.com is the name of our software. It was $1 million development project to make it easy for manufacturers to be able to update their own websites, and to make it easy for stores to be able to find vendors, to be able to find the information they needed. Um, and we would we will just love to work with various people. We have worked with some of the major manufacturers in our industry, and we have just been so blessed. I wanted to show you just a little bit about how our system works right before Gary shows you the amazing new system that we've just launched, which is called CAMEOSCAN, which will allow manufacturers to actually scan and write orders at trade shows and in stores. But first, I want to introduce you to CameoEZ.com. Like I said, it's a $1 million development system that has been so successful through the years. And I am going to share. Okay. CameoEZ.com. Is a Cameo is complete automated merchant electronic ordering. We originally, we originally only, first couple of years we were in business, we only worked with sales rep agencies at the Atlanta market. But this is a way that again, you can have your own wholesale website on your corporate site. And this is where stores can register. And when they register, they put what kind of store they are. They can put up to 3 different kinds of stores, which makes it really wonderful when you start really wanting to do some real targeted email advertising. When you do your website, you can have it laid out any way you want. Like, let's say you have a group picture and you have the items underneath, or you have your individual pictures, or you have, like this is an example of having one frame, but it comes in different sizes. So regardless whether or not it's an option or whether it is a different SKU number, it is important that we provide a layout so that stores can order 100 items in less than 10 minutes. And this is why we allow different layouts for different categories. One thing that is also a challenge for some platforms out there is that we also have a way that they can do drops, name drops. This is actually one of our attendees here, products where you can say, okay, I want this to say Atlanta. I want this to say Montana or whatever. So there's various different ways to do this. And the secret in setting up your website is all about how you lay out a spreadsheet. This here just shows you a little bit, again, how there's various ways on our websites where you can search. You can search for individual items, but you also can order from a price list, or you can set up an invoice, or you can order just individually from the pictures. This is a beautiful new line called Antler Works, and it shows how you can have alternate images. Your site can be very, very customized, and this is amazing because most custom sites are going to be incredibly expensive, but your whole business rules is set up on a spreadsheet. Your minimum order, your options, your multiples, and all the various different unique rules of your specific website, your specific brand, is all set up on this spreadsheet that program not only builds the catalog pages, your website pages, but also builds your shopping cart to take orders exactly the way you need a store to place an order. Various platforms are out there. They just don't have all the different options that you need to take orders exactly the way you need them to be placed. Your orders go directly into your admin. Also, your order is sent to the store, sent to you at your home office. And so you immediately can see what orders have been placed for you. We have incredible reports that shows what kind of different months you're getting your sales from. But also, I love the fact that you can also see what store types are purchasing your products. It's funny that sometimes people say, I didn't know I was selling to florists. Well, when they say that, then I immediately say, well, you know what? Let's do some really target marketing to florists, because evidently florists are finding you, and you need to be able to really, service them. And again, what I was talking about with Frank is that the fact that you're able to, on your website, you're able to list your trade shows, you're able to list your sales reps. That is so important. We must help the reps become, and the rep agencies become, more visible. And that's the secret of really being on the website. I said from the very beginning, a website is not like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. You've got to promote. You've got to become visible. Your website needs to become very visible. That's one reason why we do a tremendous amount of marketing to stores. We have a database of over 50,000 stores that have opted in to receive advertising from us. So we really want to be, known. We want you to be known in the world, that you are have the various ways to show your reps and to show your agencies and to show your independent reps. Anyway, this is just a brief, and we are giving a couple of things that we're giving free. Is that we discovered that there are some serious issues with websites that have not built properly. They're not what's called disability accessible, which can cause some serious lawsuits. So you need to make sure your websites are disability accessible. And this is one thing that we make sure our sites are. And you'll be shocked how many I will go to different people's websites and they're not disability accessible. And this is a very legal thing that's going on right now with scam artists. Okay, now the latest thing, and Gary is going to go through this briefly, is that we are so excited that a month ago we launched CAMEOSCAN. Whether or not you are a website person with us, or if you have your website, your B2B, your wholesale website with somebody else, you can actually set up an account that allows you to place orders, scan orders at trade shows, or even place orders on your iPad. It just downloads all of your product data and all of your pictures, so you don't have to write orders on paper anymore. And it's a secure situation, and it's just a powerful way that you can write bigger and better orders. So that is. And what we're giving for what I'm giving for a free gift is we are doing a free audit, just a non-committal free audit, 5-page, where professional goes into your website and finds out, are you accessible, disability accessible? Are you mobile phone friendly? Are you search engine optimized, so that people can easily find you with certain keywords? And so this is a free service that you can take advantage of, no obligation. And that is my presentation. And next is Gary Ivey.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm glad to be here. Toni and I have been together for 50 something years, so we're thinking of making it permanent. Uh, but she's given you a good orientation to Cameo EZ, and several of you here have some experience with Cameo EZ because you have websites. And so I'm going to talk about our newest thing, which we're very excited about, which is CAMEOSCAN. Um, Let me share my screen. Okay, it's telling me that sharing is not turned on.
Go ahead and try again, Gary. I think it should be a good now.
Okay, let's see. All right.
Oh, that's me. Oh, I need to stop sharing. No, you're bringing up mine.
Okay, let me try again.
Okay, go to the next. Go to the next. Go to number 2, slide number 2.
Yeah, hang on. Well, there we go. Okay. So yeah, Toni has talked to you about Cameo EZ, and now we're introducing CameoScan, which allows you to take orders at trade shows or in store with your iPad. It's an iPad app which you can download from the Apple App Store, and it connects to your Cameo EZ website, and it pushes the orders into your Cameo EZ admin using OmegaNet's API. So you download the app from the App Store, and then we uh, turn on access for you so that it will work. And if you don't have a Cameo EZ website or don't need a Cameo EZ website, that's no problem, because we also have Cameo Lite, which gives you the same access to data and image storage, plus order management and reporting of a Cameo EZ website. So even if you don't have a Cameo EZ website, you can use CameoScan. The first thing to do with CameoScan is you log in with your admin username and password, and you click the refresh database button to import your products, and that will import both your product data and your images to the CameoScan app. And since you're importing your products to the app, you can take orders when you're offline. Oftentimes at trade shows, the connection to the internet is iffy, and you have to use other methods, but you can take an order, and then once you do have reliable internet connection, you can push that order to your Cameo EZ or Cameo Lite admin. The next thing then is customers. And there's multiple ways to import customers as well. You can search customers, and it doesn't just search your customers, it searches the entire database of 200,000 stores that OmegaNet has amassed over 29 years. And so that if someone comes to you and wants to place an order, they very likely will be found in that database. And you just search for them by their email address. Or you can use the iPad's camera to scan the QR code on their buyer badge at the trade show. And we've tested this at Dallas. Some of the trade shows don't have quite as much information, but at Dallas, at least, the buyer badge gives you all of the contact information for the buyer. And there's one more thing that we're working on. It's not quite available yet, but it's called Scale Pop. It's an app, again, an Apple app that the buyer can download to their phone, and then they enter their contact information, and they can show you a QR code on their phone, and that will transfer all of their contact information to CAMEOSCAN. And then, of course, if all else fails, you can enter the customer's information manually through the Add Customer form in CAMEOSCAN. Then there's multiple ways to input orders. Once you've imported your products, you can select the products from a list, which you can scroll through, and you click the green plus button to add quantity. You can also find the SKU with a SKU search, and it will bring it up. And incidentally, looking at the upper left corner there, if you tap the image, it shows you the large image full screen. If you tap more, it will show you the entire description of the product. But you can also, if you have SKU numbers, and if you have UPC codes, you can scan a UPC code on a product tag, or if you have it in your catalog or on a list, whatever, you can scan the UPC code, and that will bring up a product that you can put in the cart. And then once you have an order history, which if you have a CameoEasy website, you may already have some orders from customers, and if they have an order history, you can duplicate and modify previous orders to create a new order. And after you have created an order, you just click a next button to preview the order. And once you're satisfied, then you click push order, and that does several things. It sends the order to your admin, your CameoEasy or Cameo Lite admin, and there you can fulfill it, manage it, look at reports for it, and so forth. And it also sends email notifications to you and the customer automatically. And if the customer was not already among your customers, it will also create a registration for them so that they will be in your customers tab in the admin. Then, of course, those of you who have CameoEasy websites know that there are sales reports. Tony's already talked about them, which you can sort by time frames and find out a lot of good information from those reports. So that's CameoScan. We have a video about it on OmegaNet.net, and Cameo Lite users who don't have CameoEasy websites will pay a $150 setup fee to get you all set up on the server, and then $50 a month. CameoEasy website owners don't need to pay a setup fee because they're already set up, and it's $50 a month. And for our free gift, we are giving 2 months free, the $50 charge, and There's my email address so that you can contact me if you want to be part of CAMEOSCAN.
Thank you, Gary. Um, am I muted?
No, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Now I know a couple of our panelists have had to leave, but are there any questions? Do any of y'all have any questions? You can feel free to put them in the chat, but you also can unmute yourself. We have 4 more minutes before the hour. I've tried to honor the hour because I know it's taking time out of your day. So we have a 4 minutes before the hour has gone. So if any of you have any questions that you want to ask any of our panelists, Richard, did you have a question?
I do actually. Regarding CameoScan, um, so my understanding would be then you would have to download them from the website and print them and then manually enter them into your CRM back office. Is that correct?
Yes, unless you had an
Integration.
with someone like Synkware.
Okay. Well, building a bridge to like NetSuite is pretty costly if I want to be able to download them directly into my system.
So most of the people are re-entering them manually.
Wow.
But we can check with Synkware. Have you ever checked with them regarding the NetSuite? They may already have it set up. But I'll be
No.
glad, we'd be glad to check with them, with the integration people that have worked with us in the past. Because that would be very helpful. Now, that for you're a single manufacturer, that is particularly good because your reps out in the field, they can use this. It's not a multi-vendor app, it's a single vendor. So DM merchandising, your reps could use it for DM merchandising, but they can't use it for all the other lines that they have. It's not set up right now for multi-lines, just for a single line. But you do have NetSuite?
Yes.
So I'll be glad to do some checking in.
Yeah, I got to be honest. We process between 1,000 and 2,000 orders a day. I don't see us downloading and manually entering anything at this point.
That would not work. No, you definitely need an integration. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be quite, yeah, that would be quite a task. But hey, it's worth checking it out. Because that's a whole lot less expensive than some of our competitors for scanning systems. Who are you currently using, Richard?
We obviously use market time like everyone else.
Yep. So your individual reps. Yep.
I manage 240 reps across the country.
Wow. Wow. I know that's amazing. Your line is amazing. Yeah. I know several people that rep your line and they love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Chad, do you have a question?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I did not get to use the tablet down in Dallas, sadly, because traffic was so slow.
Yep.
The reps were riding, but I'll be trying again in Vegas.
Yeah, make sure
And I did do the update and all that, and I'll do it again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you did do the update?
Yeah, and I'll do it again when I go to Vegas on the 25th.
One of the things that that I have found is that a lot of times the reps are too busy and the vendor is standing there with a buyer and the reps are, they have to call for a rep, come over here to DM, or whatever. And this would give this, like Sunset Vista, they want to be able to use it even in a rep group when they can't get access to a rep that would be able to scan the order, that they could scan the order, the rep could still get credit for it, but at least a buyer isn't standing there for minutes not getting their order taken.
Right.
Yeah, Sunset Vista, Philip was, when we announced it, he contacted us in minutes. I want to be a beta tester. Yeah, that's great. So anyway, so we have it's now at the hour, and so we appreciate so much Diane. Diana, did you have any questions? No? Okay. Yeah, you've got so many awesome new products that yeah, we need to get all of those in the system right away. All right. Well, thank you so much, all of you, for participating. If you think that this is going to be something valuable for the industry, that we can help some of the vendors to learn some of the tips from some of the gift industry experts, please let me know. Put it in the chat or contact me later. I put my contact information in there, my phone number and my email address. And I thank you so much for participating. You
Thank you.
have a wonderful day.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.